Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. It's Monday, so you know what that means. It's time to buy some more dividend paying stocks. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend growth investing is all about. This is my weekly buy video, and my current strategy is to deposit $100 of my own money per week and let the portfolio do the heavy lifting for me going forward. All dividends received will be reinvested back into that stock from which it was received. My goal is to put this money to work for me in the long term to build a growing and reliable income stream. I'm a long-term buy and hold investor who focuses primarily on individual blue chip stocks as well as ETFs and CEFs. What we're looking at right now is my M1 taxable stock brokerage account, my Average Joe Dividends Portfolio. This is about 15% of my total net worth. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at the performance over the last year. You can see we're up from about the $200,000 mark, and it went down late October, and we've recovered, and we're starting to trend downwards a little bit and up very slightly today. And let's look at the last month. It's been pretty volatile at 238, down to 236. Almost to that 245 mark on March 28th, but we've been trending downward ever since that high of March 28th. So I'll jump into the activity log so I can show you those 5 companies that I bought more fractional shares in. The other buy, the 6th buy, is Merck. That is a dividend drip. So we'll see the effect of these buys as well as that drip back into the portfolio. And what I do is I just divide that $100 deposit I put in, I divide it between 5 companies of my choosing. Of course, what I'm choosing to buy is not investment advice. These are just positions I feel I want to add more to. So first up was AbbVie, $20. Starbucks has been going down lately below that $90 mark, as a matter of fact. $20 there, more of Starbucks. General Mills, $20. Merck, this is the dividend drip, the $8.90. And PNC, $20. And then Procter and Gamble rounds out those buys. Let's go ahead and I'll jump over to my tracking sheet. We're going to update this in a little bit with new data, where we're going to update the new number of shares for those 6 positions. And this is what I use to track all this. You can see it shows the company name, ticker symbol, the current share price, which is utilizing a simple Google Finance function to pull that. You can see AOS's share price pulled right there. The average share price, number of shares, and the cost basis. That's all pulled from the M1 data tab, and that's going to be from the holdings. We're going to grab this in just a moment, but these are the 54 positions in the portfolio from largest to smallest. You can see SCHD is by far the largest, which is an ETF. And we'll work over here the shares, market price, cost basis. Here's my gain or loss within each position. You can see the percentage gain or loss. Here is the quarterly dividends being paid per share. I have 2 monthly payers in here. We're going to scroll down since we're in April. And O and BST are my monthly payers. I have them in blue. And we're in the light colored month because we are in April. We are in the first month of Q2. And my largest paying months are March, June, September, and December, because most companies pay their dividend in the last month of the quarter. So March was a large payment for me, but it's not going to be as large in April and May. We'll just take a look really quick to see the dividends I've received so far this month. $60.07 I've received, and just waking up and just seeing that extra money in my accounts. And of course I steer that money back into buy more shares of these investments. You can see Allstate, I got paid $572 on the 2nd, but my next dividend is going to be $5.75. You can see there's a little bit of a difference. And then with Pepsi, there's about a 25-cent difference because, of course, it's our larger dividend, the largest so far of the month. Kimberly-Clark, you can see, instead of $11.67, I'll get $11.78. And we're also going to see the effect. It's going to probably add between 3 and 5 cents more to my next Merck dividend. But I'll also see an increase in November. We can see the increased month that each investment is likely to increase their dividend. Remember Procter & Gamble, that was one of the companies I chose to put $20 more into. They have not announced their new dividend payment date. It's going to be about May 16th, but sometime in April they're going to raise that dividend, hopefully, and we'll see if they can beat that 3% that they did last year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that data from M1. I'm going to just highlight everything starting from the name column, and all we're going to do is grab all this data, and there's 3 columns where I'm going to be pulling data from, and that's the shares and the cost basis and the average price of those. And I'll show you how that's extracted by doing this copy and paste. But it's also going to change my monthly cash flow average. So we're at $891.72. This is going to go up slightly because I made a deposit of the $100 and the Merck dividend drip. So we'll see this maybe go up to $892 if we're lucky. It probably won't get quite that high. It'll be $891, probably 90 something is my best guess. So I go over to the M1 data tab. Here's where I'm going to do that paste. And all I'm doing here is I'm going to paste everything into the A column, and it's not very well arranged, but columns B, C, and D extract the shares, cost, and average, and there's a VLOOKUP done on the first tab to pull those items. So I did the paste special, it's updating, and it's going to change the number of shares, the cost basis, as well as my average share price as well for those 6 positions where I bought more shares and more fractional shares. And we got right to the $892 on the button. So I'm going to carry this $892 over to the monthly average dividend tracking tab. And any event that I have, whether I buy or sell shares, or I do a dividend drip or do a deposit, or there's a dividend increase announced, it affects my average monthly income. So we started at $891.72. We're now up to $892. And that's because of the $100 deposit and the Merck dividend drip. And we'll see just that quick math. So 28 cents was added to my average monthly income. That doesn't sound like much, but I have events happening all the time. You can see with drips going on and other things. Like Qualcomm had a 6% dividend increase back in March. You can see Best Buy had a dividend increase as well as Waste Management. So I keep getting these all the time. Remember Procter & Gamble, hopefully is going to announce that 3% increase. I'll have those and more going on all through April. That's just going to add more and more to my monthly income. You can see though we did have a bad guy with SCHD, but this was known. SCHD historically has paid their largest dividend in Q4, and they paid a lower dividend in Q1, which was absolutely no surprise. But in the short term, it lowers my monthly average dividend income. So next what I'm going to do is go to the Dividend Tracker tab. And I've been doing these videos since January 2021. We can see the portfolio value is $18,700. Here are the first dividends that were paid to me. We'll just keep scrolling down. We'll get more to present day. We can see what the portfolio value is rounded down to the nearest hundred and $60.07. Those are the dividends that were paid to me. You can see what was paid. Remember, I said the larger dividend payment months are March, June, September, and December. See what I got in March, $14.46. I am not expecting $14.46 in April, but I'm expecting more than I received in April of 2023. We'll see by how much I beat that mark by. But you can see I'm tracking the quarterly income as well. We had a slight lower amount in Q1 compared to Q4 2023 because of SCHD, but I expect that to rebound and some. We can see just for the month of April, we've added $3.79, kind of chipping into that loss of that $50. There were some other events that made up for almost $10 of the loss in March, but we still have a ways to go to catch up where we were in the 920s, and I expect we'll get back to there in probably June. In the month-over-month increase, you can see 0.43%, and here's the annual dividends that this portfolio is paying. This is, of course, if I make no more contributions to this portfolio and there's no more dividend raises, nor do I reinvest dividends back into the portfolio. Here's the annual increase that I was able to achieve so far in April. Added $45.48 of income. That was my second deposit of $100 into the portfolio at $200. So let's bounce back to the dividend portfolio tab. I just want to show you that Merck, remember I did that dividend drip there, it went up by 5 cents. So it added 5 cents, so in July, it's going to pay me $8.95. Merck will. That's if I don't buy any more fractional shares of Merck. And let's look at some of the positions where I bought more into Procter & Gamble is now up to $8.66. Let's take a look at the other ones. General Mills now at $5.51. PNC is at $7.84 for the next time it pays. AbbVie $39.19, and then Starbucks $8.29. I may still be picking up more Starbucks next week if it remains under this $90 mark. You can see my average share price is $90. I'm just barely above water with Starbucks, even though I bought above the current share price, and the reason for that is the dividends that were paid back to me from Starbucks. If Starbucks didn't pay a dividend, I would be in the red on this investment. So the last thing I'll show you is my total net worth. Like I said, the dividend portfolio is about 15% of my total net worth. I believe in having a really strong foundation in ETFs like VTI and VXUS, VU, things like that, where you have really good exposure to a lot of different markets, good diversification. You can see with this, I have an IRA at Vanguard, I have a small Roth, and I also have a taxable stock brokerage account at Vanguard, and here's the values of those. My 401k, I'm mostly invested in a boring Fidelity S&P 500 index fund. We can see what that amount is. I also have an IRA at M1 with more boring index funds like VU, VTI, SCHD, and BST. And here's the value of my dividend portfolio that we went over, the 239,400. Here's my emergency fund. Here's my checking savings and Capital One. Here's my home value. And of course I have to debit that out because of this is what I owe on my mortgage. No credit card balances right now. Paid those off to zero. I don't carry any credit card debt, nor do I pay interest on that. I collect interest on things like savings. You can see like what that is right there. So my total net worth, $1,574,000 and $474.11. But this is constantly going up and down. I have no control over that. The only thing I have control over is how much I save and how much I invest. Yesterday I did a video on my expenses and budgeting, and I know it doesn't get nearly as many views as these dividend videos, but I think those videos are actually more important, because if you have no gap, you can't invest. You have no money to invest and to build wealth with. So let's just go back and we'll do a review of the companies again I bought. AbbVie, Starbucks, General Mills, PNC, and Procter & Gamble. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. If you got value from this video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so that you do not miss future videos, because I do a Monday video. I also do a recap video at the end of every month showing you proof that I received all the dividends that I'm claiming to have received. Thanks again, everybody. I hope everyone has a great week, and let me know in the comments what you're buying below. Everyone take care and have a great week.